Welcome back. So this is the first tutorial of making your own app using Java Swing, NetBeans, and your database MySQL. So let's get started with making a new project. So I'll go up to File, New Project, then select Java Applications, hit on Next. You will see a screen somewhat like this. So the project name, you have to rename the project name to something else. For example, your application name is gym management system. So go ahead and type gym. I already have it over here. So I'll type in I'll go ahead and type as tutorial 1. So and you have to, and this main class will be checked by default, so you have to uncheck this main class here and hit finish. This is how you make your own first project. You have now your first project is open here, and you can see your first project is selected. So I'll just take this magnifier off. Lovely. Okay then. Okay, so from MySQL we need certain stuff. For example, MySQL workbench, which is this xampp xampp for starting a MySQL server, or you can also use MySQL or basically phmyadmin for accessing MySQL also. I'm gonna use workbench. So let's, and all the links, all the download links will be given to you at the description below, like for MySQL, workbench, and xampp, NetBeans, and even the files you need to install, for example C++ and all, for MySQL workbench to work. And if there is any error, you can always contact us at the query section. So let's get started. So MySQL connection, there's a plus sign here. You can see the plus sign, so you have to click that plus. Then connection name, give the connection name as connection, and the password username will be root. Clear this password vault and test connection. It says successfully made MySQL connection, so that means our root doesn't has a password yet, and for the local host we don't even need a password for now. Okay, let's go ahead and hit OK. Now a new connection is created. Just click on it. Okay, this is a navigator, so let's get rid of my navigator first, and I need this. Okay, so how to create a database now? To create a database, there's a sign here to create a new schema, that is to create a new database. Click on it. It says new schema name, so enter a database name. For example, Your project is gym management system. Okay, your gym name is body mechanics, for example. Okay, so give the database name as by the name of your app. For example, my app name is tutorial. Don't you don't have to do something here, anything here. Just hit apply, finish, and you will see a new schema or new database here. So right click it. It says set as default schema. Go ahead, do that. You will see tables. You can also always do like this. It says tables. Right click, create table. So in here you have to write the table name, and please, I suggest you to avoid some spaces like the table name, like my table name is login. So see, do you see the space? This space, you have to avoid this space. You don't need a space between two. You can always use underscore for space. So let's go ahead, id. So this is a primary key. Yeah, you can see primary key, and I wanted an auto increment. What does auto increment do? Auto increment is like it starts from 1 and it automatically increases when anything is entered into our database, into basically into our table login. So the username, I need login username varchar. What is varchar? Varchar is nothing but string. We can say that it stores string. So varchar stores string, and this is the size of the varchar, which is 45. So let's increase it. So password varchar, let's increase it. So you have seen, you should have noticed here, when I did primary key, the auto null not null option was checked, and this is necessary. You have to check this not null on id if you want it as a primary key. Anything, if you want this as primary key, say auto null not null will automatically be checked. So I don't need the username to be repeated, so uh, I don't need this, sorry. Okay, password, unique id, name. Okay, done. Let's hit on apply, done, finish. So in table you can see your table login with id, username and password. So you can give a username like admin and password admin, and hit on apply. You can see a create statement automatically created by MySQL. Hit on apply, and now if you want to manually do something, manually reflect something, you want to basically manually insert something into your database. So the simple way, you have to write insert into and all that stuff. So let's go ahead, right click on a table, you can see an option says send SQL to SQL editor. Go ahead and select insert, and there's our database name, or you can say schema name, our table name, and attributes like ID. We don't need ID because it's an auto increment stuff. Okay, we have stated that auto increment, so we don't need ID here, and none of this here. So, if I want to insert a new username manually, how? Like a week and password 1234. Go ahead and execute it. This is the execute button, and this is the execute which we have selected. This will execute which we have selected, or basically the cursor is on. So it's done. So we can go to login and execute. Yeah, here we go. And if you at the same this is the same way you can do something like update, delete, and obviously insert. So insert, update, and delete can be done with the same way. So I'll show you one more example how to update a query. So if I want to change the password of Avi whose ID is 2, so we can go here and type where ID is equal to 2. So what this statement does is it selects star. Star means everything, everything, each and every column in a table from tutorial, that is a schema name. So we don't need this because we have already set our table to set as default schema. So you can go ahead and say where ID, which is this, is equal to 2. It will search for 2. So let's hit okay. Yeah, here we go. ID 2, username Avi, and password. So if I only want to see the password and the username, so let's see, here you go, password and username. If you do only want to see the username, here you go, only the password. Now I want to update its password. So what I will do to update a password, or you want to update something like you want to update username, so I'll reflect into id2, and it says update schema name, login, table name, set username equal to, this is for now blank, and password to blank, where our id is equal to 2. So I just copy this here and paste it here. Okay. Now I don't want to update the username now, so I'll just get rid of the username and password. I want to re-edit my password to AVI. I'll select this query and execute it. It says update login set something something to ID this. Now let's go ahead and see the login. Let's refresh it. Here we go. The ID is 2 and the password has been changed. So if I want to delete it, what I've done here is delete from table name where id is equal to 2, which is this. So let's execute it and let's see if the id exists or no. No, it doesn't exist. So if I remove this, there's no such id as true. So this is normal root operation, which is insert, update and delete. So for C include or C, this is the create. So this was a short tutorial on how to use MySQL Workbench. So I'll just close this and go ahead on. You can also see your reflected database here. Tutorial, login and browse. So here you go. You can also do stuff from here. Let's get on with how to create a new package here. So to create a new package on your project, right click on the source package and select Java package. If you don't find Java package here, go to others, Java and Java package, new package, give a package name like main, or if you want to store some icons, so icon, so main. So I'll name it as main and hit on finish. Our package has been made. So to create a new class here, click on your package name and go on Java class. Give it a class name like main, and here you go. So just uh, I'll just tell you some shortcuts. So some shortcuts are, you can just right click on your page and you see a bunch of shortcuts which are Alt F1 and all stuff. So what you actually need is a shortcut as control space. Just hit control and space. You will see public static void main, that is PSVM. Just double click and this is your main class. So I'll just make a string as hello equal to, and say hello, and to view output we always use system dot out dot control space, and you will see a bunch of a list. Just select print in. So what's the difference between print and print ln? Print ln prints on the next line, where print, I'll show you, whereas print just hello, and I'll just copy this and print hello in. Now right click and hit on run file or shift F6. Here you go. It says hello and hello. So it's coming on the same line. Why? Because our first print was just print. So I'll make it print L1 Now, see run, hello, hello, build successful. So I run it again, it goes on the next line. But the result here goes is on the same line. Why? Because of the split. So there you go. Okay, this is the main class. This is how the main class works. So I'll just delete this and make a new Java class as database. Database here, and I'll just paste it. So I'll just paste this what I already wrote. So I'll just explain you what is this. A class which we made as database. So we are actually declaring some SQL java.sql stuff. So what is this? First is the connection which we can see here, which is static connection. This is the object name con equal to null. We have not given any space, which is null. Second is the result set and the prepared statement. We don't need this for now. So we are teaching you the two ways of connecting. So one is with the MySQL database, which is this, and another is from you can access. You can access is a jar file which helps you to connect it, connect access database from our applications, from our Java application. So we'll just go ahead and just remove this comment and click on save. So this is the class for name. So what's class for name? So I'll explain you now. So what is it? What we actually need? I'll go ahead and paste some stuff. What is the driver class? Which is the driver manager, basically driver class. So driver class for the MySQL is con.mysql.jdbc.driver, which is this. This is the driver class. What is the connection URL? The connection URL is this. This is a connection URL. So connection URL can be written in different ways. You can always write your IP address here, your localhost IP address here, or you can directly write localhost. So this is where you write your table, your schema name or your database name, which was, in my case, it was tutorial. In my case, it was tutorial. So I'll copy this tutorial. The username of a MySQL, which was root, and a password here, which was empty. So, I'll go ahead and explain it again. This is our driver, which we need. This is our connection URL. This is the username and password. So what is it doing? It is con, which is a connection. Con, which is a connection. We are using SQL connection to save this. We are using this connection to save this. So connection driver manager dot get connection. So you can see get connection. It says URL, which is jdbc colon mysql colon slash slash localhost colon 3306 colon slash our database name tutorial. So and the username, as you can see the highlighted, and you can see some parameters here. So first parameter is the URL, then the username, and then the password for MySQL, username for MySQL. So we are selecting this parameter, and this saves, and we are saving this into com, and we have we are putting this code to a try catch block. So you can see this bug here, a try catch block. So we can always go on SQL exception, or even the exception will work. So I use exception, I don't use SQL exception. So you need some drivers. So we need some drivers to, this is a driver, right? We need a driver. So my SQL driver, I'll give a link below to download some files for that driver. So you have to click on libraries, add jar folder, wherever you know where you have saved the jar file of a MySQL. So I'll go ahead and look in mine, which is mysql slash connector slash java slash 5.1.25 slash bin, and hit open. It's it's done. So we don't have a main method here, so we'll create one as and control space public static void main, and we are going to call this public static connection connect db, which is actually a static connection with the name, or with the function, or with the method name connect db. So connect db colon, so it's showing us an error. That error is to import, so you can always import it from here, or you can go ahead and right click, fix import, or control shift I, or the class name dot connect db, and we are going to show a small okay, right click and run, and it says connected. So if you want to see a J option pane, to just pop connection, see, it says welcome back admin, because I have specified here welcome back admin. I'll just say connected. Connected. So if I do something, or basically remove something, so it will show me an error, which is Java line error. See, this is our driver name with an exception of MySQL syntax, which says at the rate localhost to database tutorial, which is this, and it's showing us an error. So what is that error? That error is root. If you do something like this, so it will show us an error. Okay, now it's fixed. And this is a small class. So the same way goes with uh, with a my ms access. ms access. This is the rival name. This is jdbc dot you can colon you can access colon. This is the database name, the file name .mdb file name, and if you have some password, so this is the password. This is my database password. So there are 4 to 5 files. Like, I'll just show you the files, and you can make it out. You can access library. I'm going to upload these files. These are for my um, you can access files. So how to connect this? Go on library, add jar. I have the files here. Control A to select all. Hit on open. Background scanning process is complete. So we still don't have a .mdb here. So we'll go ahead and make one. In our documents, NetBeans, tutorial 1, right click, new, access. I'll say a database here. So right click it, property. It says ACCDB. We want as MDB file. How to convert this to MDB? So go on file, save as, and you can see a lot of options here, a lot of them. Go on and select 2002, 2003 and save as database to NetBeans, show your project and save. Here you go. You have your .mdb file here. Now delete the old one. So this is database of database. We don't have a password here. So let's right click and click. Okay, so it says connected. It says connected. We are connected with an access database now. Now you can use access of MySQL, but I prefer using MySQL database because for your tut project you will always need MySQL heavyweight database. This is just for testing. So this was a This was our first tutorial to make a new project with a new class, and that class consists of a database class which will store our database. Now I'm going to show you how to insert, update and delete some queries. So for doing that, what we have to do, we, so let's start. So I have a prepared code here. I've already prepared it. So I'll just paste it and I'll explain what it is. So it says start connection, which is now, which we did it here, which we did here, and result set, prepared statement, and static statement. So we are connecting our DB here. So I'll just comment this for now. And what I am doing here, I have a try catch block with I'm printing connecting, and then a statement. I'm I'm assigning this statement, which is now I'm assigning it to connection to create a connection or to create a statement here. So I'm telling statement that connection, which is this connection, to create a statement, and this connection will automatically assign by this, because we are returning connection here. So let's go ahead and make a string SQL. So string SQL, we have written select star from login, which is this star from login. So and then result set. What is result set? Result set stores executed query values. Whatever string we have executed with the statement, it stores in it. So we can store it in rs, which is already I have assigned this rs. It should be static, and then let's go ahead and see the while loop here. So in the while loop, we have a condition that result set to next, and there are many type of methods like dot first, which will show you the first number, last, next, previous, row updated or no, and lots of things. We just need for now is dot next, and what we are doing is making an integer as id, which is this id. I'll show you an id, which is an integer data type, string name and string password. What we are doing here is telling result set to get an integer with a string. You can see column label. What is a column label? Column name, basically, which is id. We are pasting it to use. And if you want, you can always do it like this. And what does this mean? This is the same thing as this. We are telling we are telling the result to get an integer of the first column, and we are telling you to get the integer of the column name. This is by column name, this is by column integer, column number. So string to get and string name equal to result set to get the string username to get the string password, and we are just displaying this, and there will be an exception here. So I'll show you what is the exception. What will be the exception? The exception will be null pointer exception. What is this null pointer exception? The null pointer exception is caused because we have commented this. We have not tool connection. What is the driver name? What is the driver name? What is the database name? The root and the password, and we have just returned null. Null because it's assigned here null. So now I'll just reflect it, and it says connected. Yeah. So still there's a one null pointer exception. Why? So let's go ahead and comment this, and we'll just copy this, the try block that we made, and paste. And it says to import some classes, go ahead and import it. And let's run it now. Yes, the first name. Okay, okay. First name, password, username. Here you go. The ID is one, name, username, and password. This is for, so you can also upgrade this when we are using swings. When we will be using swings, we'll be using this, and I'll show you how. So this error which we see right now, which we were seeing right now, was Java null pointer exception. So I'll just remove this. Here you go. And this error will not occur when we connect it with swings. So our next tutorial will be of swings. So just I'll just show you how to make your form, a swing form. Just right click on your project name, go to JFrame form, and give the name as main. Okay, main we have first swing for swing form. I'll give this name, so you can give your name. It's absolutely fine. This is our form. You can just drag and drop your components. Yeah, you can just drag and drop your components. It's absolutely fine. This is the drag and drop facility which we get in NetBeans, Eclipse, etc. So signing out for now, and I'll see you on the next tutorial to how to connect, how to make a login form, how to make a login form over here. I'll make a login form here, and how it's made, and we'll connect this database file, and how we'll connect db, yeah, this file over here, how we're gonna connect it and use some buttons, labels, and text field, j password field. I'll show you in the next tutorial, so stay tuned.